Hi everyone, hope you're all well and thanks so much for all the support with my videos. I'm very grateful. Today I want to speak about a report that was published in the last couple of days regarding the use of private jets for overseas visits by Taoiseach, the Taoiseach and other members of government. In the last year, over €1.3 million has been spent on 18 trips overseas by the two Taoiseach we've had in the last 12 months, Leo Varadkar and Simon Harris. Harris has taken 5 trips overseas in a short period of time. As Taoiseach, Micheál Martin has taken 2, and one of those was to Egypt. A private jet was hired to bring Micheál Martin and his entourage of up to 12 staff, probably all of political advisors, on his trip to Egypt. And he also coincidentally travelled on then to Israel as well to do his propaganda visit of Israel a number of months ago at the behest of the Israeli ambassador here in Ireland, Dana Ehrlich. Now, this has also been interesting because Varadkar took 11 trips. Simon Harris, as I said, has taken 5 trips. And this is because the government jet that has been in commission since 2004 is not fit for purpose due to technical issues. This cost €8 million back in 2004. And now the Irish government plan on commissioning and looking for a new jet that's going to cost upwards of €45 million. Huge amount of money. Not to mention who's going to pay for it, who's going to be on the hook for it. It's going to be the ordinary taxpayers are going to be on the hook for it. So essentially all the citizens of the state will be on the hook for their visits overseas on this private jet. Now, it's also interesting because of their so-called climate targets. One rule for them, another rule for everybody else. There's no carbon tax. They probably offset their carbon emissions in some form of carbon credits with their departments, I'm almost certain. Do not laugh. But it's also very fascinating to see that this has been the modus operandi of the Irish government to use our taxpayers' money and public wealth time and time again. Maybe Simon Harris could look on the Ryanair website and perhaps in advance notice of his next visit to Brussels, look at maybe a €20-25 flight for travelling across to Brussels for a meeting and maybe use a commercial airliner. But of course, no, it's more lucrative and more in keeping with the office of Taoiseach of Ireland to travel in a private jet, all at the behest of ordinary people. So I think it's very important to note in the context of this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about the monumental waste of money that they use yet time and time again to work on flights that could be done on a commercial basis. For instance, if you're traveling across Europe and Brussels, maybe traveling to other locations as well. And the idea behind the new jet that they're looking to, they put out a tender for, is that this will be able to travel upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 miles. So it would be able to travel transatlantic. Previously, Taoiseach and Taoiseach and Minister for Foreign Affairs that were travelling to Washington would travel through a commercial airliner, but now the plan is to use this private jet all at our expense. Maybe they're moving away of the Nigerian government because recently over $100 million was spent on an Airbus for their president, Tinubu. So maybe the Irish government plan on following suit to use more taxpayers' money to fly first class around the world at our expenses, while they tell everybody else to tighten their belts with the cost of living disaster and more people struggling to keep afloat with sky-high living expenses, rents, and everything else that's going on in our society. Absolutely crazy. So let me know in the comments what you think. And again, it's going to be more rules used. One rule for them, another rule for ordinary people when it comes to their carbon emissions and all this corporate climate agenda that they're trying to ram down people's throats. One rule for them, another rule for ordinary people. That's the way it works in Ireland. Thanks for the support. Please press subscribe to my YouTube channel and take care. Slán.